Hello. After watching my last video, I realized that I was moving around way too much and moving the camera around and looking everywhere but at the camera. And I'm going to try to do better. Oh, and I also had an ugly angle. This isn't so great. This is better. So I want to take you around my property, show you a little bit about what it looks like and what I'm dealing with. So I'm going to turn you around and show you what I've got so far. Now, if you watched my very first video, you know that I just recently bought this property, and my experience in gardening is container gardening. And you also know that some of my plants have been neglected, during the move. And it's also traumatic for plants to go from one environment to another. So these are some of my outdoor container plants. Hopefully you guys can see this because the lighting is kind of harsh. The sun is really shining. But that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm not really talking about my containers. I want to talk about, the ground I'm dealing with. So it's very dry, very weedy. The oak trees are dropping billions of acorns. Here's my new tree. This is the Rising Sun redbud that I just had to have after seeing it in Creative Gardenista's video. And I started doing compost. I don't know if this compost is super good because it seems like anytime I've watched anyone else's videos where they're doing compost, it's this really broken down, dark, rich material. At least that's how it looks. But this seems more like it's almost compost. Not really, not quite, But it's good enough for me, I think, to start. So I've got a bunch of cardboard. It was the perfect time to do this because I just moved here. And, so I had a lot of boxes. And I thought I would put it to use and do the sheet mulching method, which I have heard about through various channels talking about it, where you smother the weeds and the grass by laying out cardboard, and then you cover it with compost. And I'm supposed to also cover it with wood chips, but I don't have those right now. I got plenty of dead trees on the property that I could chip up, but I don't have a chipper. And, I'm hoping that just the compost layer is going to be good enough to smother out some of the weeds. So right now what we're looking at is my backyard. So this is the south side of my property. So this area is fenced in, which is really nice. When my son and daughter-in-law bring their dogs, the dogs are safe. They can't get out and, get lost, or, other animals can't get in at night. This is rural out here. It's 5 acres in the Foothills, and it's so peaceful, and I just love it. This area over here that I'm pointing towards, that is the west side of the property. And you can see I've got a couple of garages. One's a garage, one's a workshop, and that's my boyfriend's tractor there that's peeking out that you can see. This is my house, and this is the east side of the property out there outside of the fence. And then there's also the front yard area, and I suppose I should take you. Which way should I go here? Let me go this route and show you the north side of the property, which is where my front yard is. And this is the compost pile that cost me I want to say almost $600, and I was kind of disappointed, to be honest. I just expected more refined material, and it's so dry. It's super dry, almost to the point where I can hardly even get it wet. You know what I mean? All right, here's the garages, my driveway, the garbage can that I believe has been attacked by a bear twice now. So I need to get better at figuring out my garbage situation, because whatever I'm doing ain't it. All right, and then this is, my boyfriend brought that, I forget. It's like fabric, to go under pavers, I think is what it is, so weeds don't grow up. So here is my front walkway here. And again, there's my driveway. And over there, you can see the bag of dirt. That's where I'm going to plant my deodar cedar. And these gaps here in the trees, not a fan. I want to plant some privacy bushes, but I've got to research fire-resistant ones, I don't want to be putting Roman candles all around my house here. So now here's where my boyfriend has done a whole bunch of work. This used to be, it's always been dirt, but it used to be sloped. And so he's done a lot of work with making it level. And it was also kind of sloping toward the house, which is a problem. And so he needed to fix that right away. And so there's our propane tank over there, which I want to plant around because I don't really want to stare at a propane tank. Anyway, our paver area, we might use flagstone. It's going to be up here, and it's going to be a nice sitting area, and maybe with some kind of overhead shade structure. And I'm really excited about that. And I think that is one of our first wish list projects that we are going to do. And so yes, this is the deal. This is what I'm working with. Oh, and check this out. Do you see? This isn't even the worst, but are you seeing what I'm seeing? There are a bazillion gopher holes all over the place. And so I have a feeling I have a rodent problem. Lots of gopher holes, and I've even seen some gophers. I don't know if 1,000 little gopher holes means I've got 1,000 little gophers in that area, or if it's one gopher digging 1,000 holes, or I don't know how gophers roll, but I need to figure it out. And I am more than willing to share my space with the little critters that live here, but I don't want it to be an infestation, and it feels like it might be a bit of an infestation. So I have to learn about that. I already purchased gopher baskets, which they're these mesh bags, basically. At least the ones that I purchased, they're like kind of soft, but made of metal, like metal mesh bags. And you dig a hole, you put the gopher basket in, you put dirt in it, you plant your plant in it, and then you hope that the gopher can't chew through it, I guess. I've also got ground squirrels, and I'm not sure. I know they dig holes too, but I don't know if they eat the plants, the roots or not. So got to figure that out. And what else do I have got? I got lots of deer and turkeys, and like I said, I want to figure out how to live in harmony, if that's possible, with these creatures without losing, all my plants that I'm going to be growing and purchasing and whatnot and spending my time on, So we'll see. It's a learning process. But anyway, this is my property. There's also a creek down this way. I don't want to go down there right now, just because I've got to work on that. Maybe I'll take you guys along with the cleanup down there. Tons of poison oak, or is it poison ivy here? Whatever California has. I think it's poison oak. Lots of that. Lots of blackberry bushes. And I love blackberries, but the blackberries here, they're not very good. They're tiny and not very sweet. And I think maybe it's because they don't get enough water. I'm not really sure. I'm originally from Oregon, where the blackberries are amazing. So I might be setting a high high bar for those. Okay, well, this is the tour of my immediate property, the property that's right immediately around my home. It is 5 acres, so there's quite a bit more to this that I am more than happy to share with everybody once I get there. But I am going to start with this area. Now, I was originally thinking I would plant, all along the edge, and I still am. I totally still am, but I was thinking big bushes, big, beautiful flowering trees, bushes. But then I got to thinking, I really like seeing the animals that stroll by, the deer and the turkeys and the rabbit and the quail, everybody, all the creatures. I love seeing them, and I don't want to block that view. So I think I'm going to switch gears and plant low growing flowers, flowers that are prolific, but they don't get very tall because I don't want to obstruct my view of all the nature I've got here. I mean, that is why I'm here, is for the peace and quiet and beauty and, the wild. All right. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.